Right into the WDSU first warning weather. Couple of cracks in the cloud seen today. There's a little crack of blue that I was able to see here at about 3 this afternoon. It's close to about 1. But with that, it's the first signs of these clouds that will continue to show some signs of clearing. And tomorrow, we should get that sunshine. Visible satellite imagery just too late in the day to get some of that clearing. It was actually east to west, wrapping around the system that's finally headed farther south. It's going to be in effect to off the east coast of the United States. Has really dropped a lot of rain into Florida. But what it means for us is things are improving, finally getting a lot more sunshine. Last thing, ring clouds, just wanted to show there is no rain with it, not even really even low drizzle to it. Real-time temperatures upper 60s. Slidell actually managed 70 today. The cloud deck that wasn't quite as thick. To the next 45 minutes or so, there's still a small craft advisory on open waters. Still some stronger winds really on the waters that are upwards of maybe 10 to 15 knots. And on land, we're working winds that are about 5 to 10 miles per hour, averaged over a couple minutes. So the wind's pretty much a non-factor now. There's the last of that system actually transferring energy to one that's going to develop off the east coast. But it's the weak front that's going to come through. Warmer tomorrow with the sunshine expected, maybe a sprinkle. But the sunshine and the warmth is the main thing coming over the next few days. But we got to talk some strong storms in the next week too. Just to confirm high-res radar, nothing here. How about the cloud cover? Are we going to find some clearing? This high-res forecast shows that we're having a tough time doing that. So it might still be mostly cloudy and overcast when we get up tomorrow, but we don't need the rain gear. Mid to upper 50s North Shore, upper 50s to about 60 in South Shore, just to show the winds will completely relax. So as the coastal flood advisories have been downgraded from flood warnings, those will go away after we get past 6 a.m. There's a look at a healthy dose of sun. Maybe a sprinkle that could come as this front's coming through tomorrow. So there's still a little bit of wet ground, a little lingering humidity, enough that it could produce a shower. We're not talking much though. When's the last time we had a lot of rain? Well, this last round was it. Mid to upper 70s with the sunshine that's out tomorrow, and even more sun set to come this weekend. If you got weekend plans outdoors, well, enjoy it. And if you don't, make some plans outside. Temperatures to the mid 70s and plenty of sun, no rain. It's going to be a great one after the past week we've been through. Sunday still just as nice, but I'm going to watch going into Monday morning. There's a fog potential here. South winds with the cooler ground and the temperatures this time of the year. That's the first day that could bring a weather impact day. I don't have one now, but we'll keep an eye out for next Monday. That's that potential. But with higher humidity, a chance of some storms by Monday into Tuesday, there's a chance this front drives in and brings some stronger storms. If the core of that energy right now, it's way up in the Midwest, is closer south to us, that could prove that this is a potent storm system, maybe strong, possibly severe storms. It's a long ways away, and there's been a lot of differences in the placement of that energy, so there's a long ways to go. And I think we're cooler behind that particular front. But just wanted to show, too, the National Hurricane Center has identified our next system in the Caribbean to be a potential tropical cyclone. What does that mean? Well, they expect it to be named a tropical storm and would be named Vince. Right now it's PTC, Potential Tropical Cyclone 22. It's got its sights set to Jamaica, Cuba, eventually the Bahamas and out to sea and maybe churning the ocean around Bermuda, but there's no chance it does anything for us. We've moved the jet stream current right over us, and so we'd have to develop something right in the Gulf to give us any chance of anything at all, but we're not going to do it. We're staying away from this. And again, it'll be named Vince. WDSU first warning weather 7-day forecast. The sun will be back tomorrow. Mid 70s there and through the weekend. We'll keep an eye out for some stronger storms coming first Monday, then lingering through Tuesday.